This is the exact same design as a lot of the tents they make right there in Utah. However, they do make this overseas and import it. Why do they do that? Well, I think that's because of us, Mr. Customer. While we like the idea of USA made, we also like the idea of low prices. And so to be more competitive with some of the other canvas tents out there that have followed Springbar, they have attempted to make an overseas product that's still high quality, the original design, and still has that original charm and flair. I gotta say, I really like the Springbar Classic Jack 140. I'm gonna walk you through it today. We're gonna look at the things that I like, a few things that maybe could use some improvement, and you can decide if it's something you like or not. Now, there's a few things, little details that I really kind of like about the Springbar tents, and one is just the packaging, actually. So these tents are big and bulky when you pack them up compared to like a nylon tent or a backpacking tent. And so they're gonna take quite a bit of effort to move around. They split it into two main packs. You've got a pull bag that's also made out of canvas, and you've got this big bag. What's good about this is it's oversized. So even if you don't roll it up super tight, you can fit it in there. And then it has these nice handles so that you can carry it however you need to carry it. So nice thoughts on the packaging. They also include some nice quality cinch straps with decent latches. It's really easy to get around and get a tight roll on that. Also, this Classic Jack 140 has the option to convert it into a hot tent. This is everything you need for that. We have the Winterwell Woodlander 1G medium-sized stove, very compact, stainless steel. Can't wait to use it. And then you've got a bunch of fixing. Now you got the chimney pipe, the spark arrestor at the end, but you're gonna need some additional parts, and Springbar has put a nice package together so you have everything you need, and that's what I have here. We put it together, a panel, the elbows, the baffles, everything you need to have a safe tent inside, or a safe stove inside your tent so you can winter camp in this thing all year long. Can't wait to take that to hunting camp this year. Let's take a look around. But there's a lot of details in this that I really appreciate. Things like this. Now this is the hot tent window side, so when we do put that stove in, we're gonna actually remove this window, put in a new insert, and that chimney's gonna come right out here. So for that reason, they've made it so that there's these two ties right against that hold the pole to the wall of the tent. Now that's nice. I kind of wish they did that on both sides, but just a nice little touch. It's really easy to use, and it's a nice touch. These pole loops do a really nice job of keeping that tent wall taut and sloped outward. What that's gonna do is make sure that any water or snow or whatever is gonna drain off and away from the tent. Just a nice, simple design. On these awnings, they've got just nice ropes, nice hardware. You can adjust the height. You can do the same actually on the sidebars. Now, these are not freestanding tents. They require to be staked down, but there's only one pole on either side and then one pole that runs across, along with these bars, that's where the name Springbar comes from. They flex when you prop it up. It goes up very fast. Now we're gonna look inside. One window on the front and then a door. What I like about the doors, there's actually two. There's a screen door, which is actually separate from the canvas, the solid door. So at night, I close this up, but in the day when you want to air it out, you just close up the screen door and you tie the other back. Please excuse the mess. My family and I are actually camping, and there's 5 of us and a dog. It's gonna be a little messy. Tried to tidy it up, but I'll show you how this works for us. I think these are technically rated for something like 8 people. That would be extremely tight, but we're very comfortable with 5. So we got a mom and dad bed, or we're switching it up a little bit. One kid here, and then we've got a couple more beds on the ground. We could easily get in a 6th, and you could do, if you weren't using a dog and you're just using it for sleeping room, a 7th. But I really like having the extra space throughout the day, or just throughout the camp out. Then you can still move around here. Cots are great in these tents because it just allows you to stow all your gear underneath them and just keep things a little bit more organized so you can move about. When I put my stove in here, which would go right here, this is the window that we'll remove. You can actually see there's a second zipper that allows you to pull that whole panel out, replace it with a panel that is compatible with the stove. So that's how we're gonna do that. The floor itself is a nice coated material, you know, feels kind of like a rubber raft almost. It's very durable. This ground we're on here is kind of rocky, so ideally if you're sleeping on rough ground, you'd want to put a tarp under there or a canvas tarp or something just to protect it. It's not as much for the water resistant, because this is water resistant, but it's more for the just to protect and get more life out of your tent. But we didn't, and I think we're gonna be fine. So there's that. Another thing to notice is the stitching. So the stitching is all done really well, I feel like, and I've seen others, and this is pretty good. So you've got, excuse the finger, you've got triple stitching, where, well actually no, it's really double stitching all around, but there is triple stitching actually above the doors. So that just gives you some additional reinforcement. You've got these major seams of the main panels, the main wall panels, that's, you know, a double seam and sticks out there, so very solid. At the top of the windows, whenever there's a lot of tension, which these ends have the most tension because that's where the pole is holding it all up. But you got some additional pieces in there. Same with the corners, both bottom and top. So I just feel like it's a really sturdy and strong tent, and it's gonna hold up a long time. You do also have this. That's to allow for, you know, an electrical cord if you have some kind of heater in here, or even if you got like a little buddy heater and you want to run a propane hose out, that gives you access to that. So really nice inside. I like it. It's been a great tent, and I expect we'll use it a lot and for many years to come. A few more points to cover on the Springbar Classic Jack 140 tent. So one is durability. Now these canvas tents can last a lifetime, literally a lifetime. You do need to take care of them though, and the biggest thing you have to do is make sure they are dry, absolutely dry when you pack them up. If you can't make that happen before you go home from your camping trip, maybe it's raining the day you're leaving even, then you need to get it home and you need to pull it back out, hang it on your fence or something so it'll dry. Otherwise, you'll get mildew, you can get mold, it'll eventually rot out those cotton canvas fibers, and usually that's not going to be covered by the warranty. Now Springbar does offer a limited lifetime warranty on this, but there are some exceptions, so you really got to take good care of it. The other thing that hurts it is sun. So if you're going to leave this thing set up, you got a glamping set up or something and you want to leave it up for months, try to get it in a place where it's not going to be in direct sunlight most of the time. That direct sunlight will break down the material over time. That's the thing that will wear this out the most. Now, if you're like me and you just go camping for weekends here and there, you're car camping or a couple weeks during hunting season, something like that, then that's probably not going to be a major concern. But for those of you that are leaving this up for extended periods, that's going to be your biggest enemy, is sun. Now, waterproofing. Sometimes you need to redo that. I did season this before. All that means is that the first time I opened it up and used it, I actually set it up in my backyard. I hosed it all down, got it real nice and wet. That just lets the cotton fibers kind of expand into those stitch holes in the material, so that you prevent any potential leaks just from the manufacturing process. Not a big deal, not difficult, but you need to do that. Now, if you see some water coming in, now it is potential these rip or something happens, they get cut by the dog or the kids or whatever, you can patch them. That's the nice thing about canvas tents as well. But if you have other waterproofing issues, you can also use a basic silicone spray. Now there's a couple, most manufacturers are going to recommend one or two. Springbar does in their manual. Just use what they say, and you can recoat that every once in a while. Not totally necessary. Let's just talk about zippers. We Americans, we like the YKK zippers. It's a brand we know and trust. These are not YKK because this is the foreign made one, and they're the SBS, which is sort of a Chinese equivalent, but still high quality zippers. They seem to run smoothly. I haven't seen any issues or potential issues yet. If they do get kind of hung up or dirty or dusty over time, one thing you can do is take a little bit of silicone spray and actually spray it on your zippers. That will lengthen the life of them and just make them run a little smoother. The other big thing that my wife is concerned about is, one, what's the real capacity? I think we talked about that. In here we have a comfortable 5 in a 10 by 14 foot tent. That's 5 people with all our gear that we want inside, and we have room to spare. I would say this is a very comfortable 6-person tent. Now you could squeeze 8 in here, but a comfortable 6, you can plan on that. Now if you're gonna do the hot tent and put the stove there, you might lose 1 or 2 bodies comfortably, but you could still squeeze them in. I mean, we could easily get rid of these cots and sleep at least 4 abreast here. So, you know, you could do 4 people, 5 people with the hot tent setup. Now, the other part is organization. We looked at the pockets. There's the pockets here. There's the pockets down low. There's this organizer above. There's all these D-rings around. This is on the better end of most tents I've seen for organization. So, really good. Really like that too. So, last night, I put together the Winterwell camping stove. I think it's the Woodlander medium size. And I tried it outside. It worked great. It was really fun. So early this morning, I brought it in. So sorry I'm talking quiet, but the family's still sleeping. So we're gonna warm this tent up and everybody's gonna wake up nice and toasty. That's a really slick system. It goes together really easily. There's some great video tutorials from Springbar on how to do it, so. But here we got a stove. Has an air intake adjustment here. No door. There's a cap that comes off over top. That's mainly so that when you're getting your fire going, you can get it going. Build it from up above. You have your flue adjustment right here. It's fully open, and it gets really hot. At night last night, you could see the pipe turning just really red hot, as could you on the stove. So once you got it going, you'll turn that down a bit. A 45 elbow pipe going out. This is a triple baffled pipe that goes through the wall, along with that gasket. And then on the other side, there's another 45 to send it straight up. And then the rest of the chimney, which is about 5 foot of straight sections plus a spark arrestor on the top. If you like this video or you found it helpful or useful, please like it, subscribe to our channel. We'll do a lot more gear reviews like this, and let us know what you'd like to hear or see more about. Even if it's on this tent, I'll be using it again. If there's something else you want to see, let me know. Whether it's how to set it up, I've seasoned it, all those kinds of things, we can do more content on this.